This is Med School Radio. We're back again and we're looking at immunology from First Aid 2020, this time page 102, differentiation of T cells, macrophage lymphocyte interaction, cytotoxic T cells, and regulatory T cells. Okay, let's start first with the differentiation of T cells. So we have a figure here, but under the figure it says positive selection and negative selection. First, positive selection, thymic cortex. This happens in the thymic cortex. T cells expressing TCRs capable of binding self-MHC on cortical epithelial cells survive. Negative selection. This happens in the thymic medulla. T cells expressing TCRs with high affinity for self-antigens undergo apoptosis or become regulatory T cells. Tissue-restricted self-antigens are expressed in the thymus due to the action of autoimmune regulator, or AIRE. Deficiency leads to autoimmune polyendocrine syndrome 1, and in parenthesis it has chronic mucocutaneous candidiasis, hypoparathyroidism, adrenal insufficiency, recurrent candida infections. And then it says, without AIRE, your body will char. Okay. So that's positive and negative selection. Next, macrophage lymphocyte interaction. Th1 cells secrete IFN gamma, which enhances the ability of monocytes and macrophages to kill microbes they ingest. This function is also enhanced by the interaction of T cell CD40L with CD40 on macrophages. Macrophages also activate lymphocytes via antigen presentation. Next, cytotoxic T cells. Remember, they kill virus-infected neoplastic and donor graft cells by inducing apoptosis. They release cytotoxic granules containing preformed proteins, for example, perforin and granzyme B. Cytotoxic T cells have CD8, which binds to MHC1 on virus-infected cells. Last section on this page, regulatory T cells. They help maintain specific immune tolerance by suppressing CD4 positive and CD8 positive T cell effector functions, identified by expression of CD3, CD4, CD25, and FOXP3. Activated regulatory T cells, or TREGs, produce anti-inflammatory cytokines, for example, interleukin 10 and TGF-beta. And at the bottom of the page it says IPEX syndrome, IPEX syndrome, which is I for immune dysregulation, P for polyendocrinopathy, E for enteropathy, and X for X-linked. IPEX syndrome. Genetic deficiency of FOXP3, which leads to autoimmunity, characterized by enteropathy, endocrinopathy, nail dystrophy, dermatitis, and or other autoimmune dermatologic conditions, and it is associated with diabetes in male infants. So that was the regulatory T cells.